Hello and welcome. Welcome to this second day out of 3 in our webinar with Elite Power Teachings. And we open a couple of minutes before the beginning, so you have a little time to find me if you want to join in and participate in the live stream. So I'll just sit here for a couple of minutes and open the energy and invite you in to join me in the energy, the new era energy that supports us in so many ways. When we, with the slightest intent, would like to try to expand and to balance and to be more that we already are, I experience so much help from the field of consciousness, and that's also what we work with, direct and semi-direct, in this teaching in the 3 days webinar. And if you haven't already seen the first one, please find it in the group or in my Facebook group that's containing all the free materials, or the group that is addressed for this small series. So let's begin. So this is the second day where we will open to the Elite Power Teachings, opening of your power within, and easy access for everybody who wants to benefit of the ongoing shift in consciousness in the new ways. And my name is Marianne Lane. I'm a modern shaman of the new era. I'm from I'm from Denmark. Danish is my native tongue, so you can hear this. I hope that you bear with me, and if you have any problems with understanding what I'm saying, please tell me. Also, if it's on replay, then I will come back and answer your questions either in the comment section or later on with a video. Welcome. So nice. Okay, so let's gather in the energy, and you do this by intentionally create a sigh or two, and then put your intention, decide upon that you will join in here. And welcome, you find me here. Thank you so much. So good. So good. So we open the energy together here, joining in, and then I'll slowly begin. So we had an exercise, a practice that we opened in the first day of this 3-day webinar. And we will begin with this. It's the usage of the zeroing as it was opened in the webinar series, How to Enter the Fifth Dimension Every Day and How to Stay, that you can find on my platforms as well. And then the second part was to use I will and I won't. And we will work more with this today. But let's begin the training of the zeroing through the senses, and that will also align you with the energy, with the field, to get the best supports that you can have here. You can call this a single multidimensional focus exercise, mindfulness in a higher strength. You begin by open one sense. Choose one, the eyesight, the sense of your body against the chair. You're breathing the air in the nose. Your hearing or your eyesight, just choose one sense. And it's important that the first couple of senses is related to your body experience. In that way, you anchor your presence the best way. So I choose my eyesight. And then whatever appears through this sense, you let it fill you up to a kind of fulfillment. Take in what it gives you completely. And then when the first sense is open, you keep it there. And then you open the second sense. And again, the second sense should be related to your body experience. So I choose my hearing. So open two of the senses at the same time and allow them to fulfill your body, your experience, both of them at the same time. And check if it's possible to keep it there, equally distributed, just as strong, both of them. And I actually have a sense that 2 is maybe enough for me today. I had 3 the first day, and I often can have 3 or 4, but I have been busy all day, so it actually makes sense. A good way to be busy, but that's using some of my bandwidth throughout the day, and that can have this effect. Okay. Open the third sense, and I will open the experience of enjoying being here. And yes, I have experienced that now the first 2 senses begin to struggle. So I leave the third sense and keep on going with the first 2. And this multi-dimensional focus exercise is zeroing your system in a really easy, simple way. How many senses can you keep today? Okay. So the zeroing capacities, it has an expanding capacity. So when you use it, the more you use it, your capacity grows. And it will be different from day to day. And every time you use it, the strength, the balance, and the flexibility of your consciousness grow. A space within that opens to the 5th dimension carries access to your hidden and strained capacities. It balances ascension, descension at the same time. And I talked a lot about ascension and descension in the series where we talked about, let's get some help here, how to enter the 5th dimension every day and how to stay. That was really much about what I call the seventh dimension consciousness state, but in many ways it's called the fifth dimension. Ascension, descension, I talk about a lot in that series. Okay, sharing here. Difficult, 3, 2 is enough. Okay, the same. Okay, we talked about this the first day, the power system possibilities, and this is what we enter when we use the searing capacities and when we enhance it with the I will and I won't, then we switch the power system from being disturbing to open possibilities. And we talked about shortly the first day that this is really a special system that we are carrying that is related to our natural inheritance, where we are carrying in the couple that creates offspring that needs to have long-term caretaking. So this driving forces, together with the aggressions and the passivity that goes with being a part of people that maybe for all our times have been existing in a hierarchy. Our development of our consciousness has created the last focus point, that we go from low simplifications to high complicated possibilities. And this is due to our reflection in our own consciousness, our mind. The I will and I won't. We will work more with this. Yes, the first day we talked about that the universe don't understand I know and I won't in before time. When you are in a stack of lacking, it opens to negative vibrations. So it makes sense. Negative vibrations open to negative manifestations. Negative manifestations opens to negative beliefs. Negative beliefs opens to lacking no matter what reality brings. And this is a negative spiral that a lot of people lives in and through in the times that we are in now, but we are in a shift that goes from this and into the new era possibilities. And the interesting thing is that this negative beliefs opens to us in a system no matter what kind of lives we have in reality. In the new era time, it's possible to be in a chosen state of enough, nearly no matter what reality brings. In a state of enough, the I won't and I don't become strong, positive boundaries. And the boundary stems off the energy and your sense of yourself in a state of enough. You step into an empowerment state where enough is the foundation. And then you open the positive spiral. And this is what we want. And this is actually really interesting because it's a possibility that opens to a lot of people just now. Some people have been working with this for the last 20 years, 50 years, maybe even, but it opens in general as a possibility to nearly all people at the same time in just these days. What we work with here is actually the soul connection. And the soul connection has been under pressure due to the negative spiraling for a lot of years. We talked about that in the first day. This time we will work with how to use the power state to lift your own energy. The energy opens to deeper perspectives, and the perspectives opens to the new era flow. The new era flow brings in new consciousness that brings more perspective. So here we open the positive spiral. We want this. So how to use the power state to lift your own energy? We need to open our inner compass. And we do this by being aware of our choice, I will and I won't, being really keen and focused on what state of energy, consciousness, awareness, presence are you in right now, and especially when you choose. How does your state change in this moment? And what is the movement within? So, right here, right now, what state of energy, awareness, presence, consciousness are you in right now? Let's begin with the body. What is your sense of your body right now? What is the state? The energy? How about your emotional state at the same time? Your all in all energy vibration still being connected to your body. How would you describe your all in all state of energy right now? To train staying focused and acknowledge immediately when you have any change. And what the direction of the change is an access to your inner compass. This is quite difficult. I have been practicing this for 10 years and I'm getting better at it. Maybe even good some days. The good days I'm good at it. The bad days I'm better at it, but it's really difficult. But we can use the I will and I won't state and the sense of it to have an easier access to this. The energy opens to deeper perspectives on the way. The first I will and I won't might be a bit immature. Like, for instance, I won't do this unless it brings me, it gives me, it secures me. That's not so mature. I will do this because I have to. It's better this way because I can't do anything else. Oh, I recognize that my tone is shifting. That's maybe not so clear. So let's try again to keep the tone. I won't do this unless it brings me, it gives me, it secures me. I will do this because I have to. It's better this way because I want to do. I can't do anything else. It matures to I will do this because it's right for me. I want to. It serves this or this. I won't do this because it's destructive, it's useless, it's not needed, it's out of balance, it's actually out of reach. And the maturing I will and I won't is recognized by simple boundaries with perspectives. When the not so mature I will and I won't often have more complicated boundaries, and it looks backwards. It carries in the memories from before. The maturing I will and I won't has ongoing onward perspectives. So this is a sign for you when you begin to work with I will and I won't, how to distinguish. And it's better to have an unmature I will and I won't than don't work with it. And to begin somewhere, it's okay. And even some days, the not so good days, it's okay. So it's okay to have unmature I will and I won't, and also mature parts. The important thing is that you know what they are. And the unmature parts, they are more difficult to carry in positive vibrations. So you need to be more careful with that. The perspectives opens to the new era flow. And what is the new era flow? It is something that's just opening right now. I've talked about it for years, but it's only now it appears. And the new era flow is like everything that comes from within yourself in your power state brings you more experience, more possibilities to be in your power state. So everything that comes by from within enhance your meeting with this that you are working with. Everything from outside yourself is a question to you about what influence you will have and will give. And the new era flow is a multi-dimensional view of I will and I won't that opens from here. Okay, we have a question. What was the difference? Was it the difference between mature and unmature? Or was it the difference between the new and the old era flow? And thank you for the question. I love it. We can take both. So the difference between the unmature and I will and the I won't, and the mature one is that the unmature one is often complicated in the description, not always, but often, and it's carried in on the foundation from history. It often carries a more heavy perspective view. So I won't do this unless it brings me, it gives me, it secures me. So this carries in experience of difficulties. I will do this because I have to. It's better this way because I can't do anything else. Immature. Thank you. Immature. I could hear that something wasn't really well. So thank you so much. Immature. So immature part is showing itself by being more heavy, and it's carried in on the perspective of more negative vibrations. And the maturing I will and I won't the more mature ones. It's carried in by simple boundaries with perspectives. I will do this because it is right for me. I want to. It serves this or this. I won't do this because it's destructive. It's useless. It's not needed. It's out of balance. It's actually out of reach. You can't say it's like a sharp line. It's not black and white. So it's more like aiming points to have a sense of it. To have a sense of it. And why it is important to recognize the difference, to be able to differ between them, is that when it's immature, it is more difficult to carry them in a positive vibration. And this is what is really important. If we want to use the I will and I won't to open our power state and to stem up the energy, it only works if it's carried in through your positive vibration. And it's always difficult, but the more immature the I will and I won't is, the more difficult it is. It's okay, but it's important to be aware of it, that we need to be more keen at taking care and distinguish, is this carried in my positive vibration? And if it's not, it's better to wait. Did it help? Otherwise, tell me. And the perspective open to the new era flow. Everything that comes from within yourself in your power state brings you more experience and possibilities to be in your power state. And everything from outside yourself is a question to you about what influence you will have and will give. And it opens to the multidimensional view of I will and I won't that opens from here. And we have a sharing here about this again. Immature seems like it's based on lacking, and that I have to settle for less. Mature seems like it's based on realism and being constructive. Yes, it's true. It's also really good points. Thank you for these. Okay, this is a bit abstract as well. Everything that comes from within yourself in your power state. So when I'm in this state, this zeroing state, and where are you right now? Are you still in the zeroing state? You can check it out with your sensors. And then, by instance, we can try to use a small I will and I won't as well. We can make it easy. I will listen to this. I won't struggle with it. Could we try with this? I will listen to this. You're here right now, so it's easy. I won't struggle with this. Can you say this in a positive vibration? I recognize, I guess, that the field supports you, the energy supports you, but you need to check it out yourself. Is it possible for you to say that? I will listen to this. I won't struggle with this. And if you say this at the same time as you're in the zeroing state, do you recognize any shift in your energy, in your sense of the body, in your presence, in your consciousness? So when you are in this power state, everything that comes from within, that's your thought, the ideas, your acknowledgement of anything that appears. And everything that appears like this brings you more experience and possibility to be in this state, this power state. Everything from the outside. So that could be a difficulty, that could be something that you can take care of, that could be somebody that you need to talk to afterwards. And if any of these, when you reach them, when you meet them, they give you a question about what influence you will have and you will give. And we have a couple of sharing here, and they are showing us the difficulties with this, okay? Because here we are, and have a sharing that says, I would like to change the sentence to I will enjoy this instead of I won't struggle. Because if I say I won't struggle, it's like it does something that makes me drag in my energy. And as sharing more, I sense resistance when I say I won't. And this is from your old system. Okay. Breathe. And zeroing through your senses. Choose one sense. And this is difficult, but it's an acces. So one sense, I use my hearing side as the first one now. Let it fill you up. Take as much space as possible. Let it. Then you take the second one. I take sense of my body in the chair. So the first two of them, it's a good idea that they are related to the body experience. Then I open the third one. That's my sense of dedication for sharing this, my motivation for sharing this teaching. And I can have the three of them now. It's available, but I for sure don't need to try to go on the fourth. Okay. So how many senses It's possible for you to contain, to hold at the same time. 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have one here with 3. Breathe. And one is holding 3 as well. Okay, and then staying in the zeroing state. Now you say, I will listen to this. I won't struggle with this. Then what happens? Investigate, be curious. Will it still open a resistance? Or does it change? Relax. The tension is releasing. So there's a change, and the senses is extended, gets deeper. Yes. How about the rest of you? Yes, a change. Super, so good. So now you're here. This is your power state. In this power state, investigate it. And this is a really shortcut to go to it. Because for 10 years, I've been teaching how to do it in a lot of difficult manners. The shortcut opens just these days. So this is why I'm teaching them now. It still makes sense to train them in a difficult ways because it opens to a lot of other perspectives and a lot of other things. But this is the entrance. In this state, everything that comes from within yourself is expanding, gives you more experience about the possibilities to stay, to be in this power state. And everything that comes by from outside, you need to address, take care of, be involved in a way. It's a question to you about what influence you will have and you will give. And a beautiful sharing more here. To me, it gives that I feel stronger and able to make decisions. Capable of making decisions. Beautiful. So here we are in the power state, the new era possibility that opens for the new era flow. And from here, just one step backwards here, from here to work with I will and I won't. Carefully, carefully. At the same time as you're in the zeroing state. Okay, that's open to the positive spiral for you to work with the expansion through the new era flow, because the new era flow brings new consciousness again and again. The answer to the questions are revealing. It brings new aspects and perspectives. It opens new questions with more depth and more perspectives, as you felt, some of you. an ongoing adventure. What brings you into your power state? So that's a all in all question that you go with from here. What brings me into my power state? And what brings it that I stay? What is the perspective? What is the new way? Stay. We need to talk a little bit about the traps. Be aware. Because we can easily go from the positive spiral to the negative spiral really fast because we're so used to it. So being a little bit aware here, it supports us into catching when we switch, not if we switch, because we will. So be aware. What state of energy, consciousness, awareness, presence are you in right now? It's important to know the old era style is present for a long time, maybe forever. Maybe we need to make this choice forever. It's okay. And the old era way will continuously asking you questions that drag you down and out of your power state and into the old era flow, which gives you karma slaps again and again. And we don't want that. The solution: keep the zeroing, the positive spiral ongoing as much as possible. Recognize when you don't. And to recognize, to acknowledge, to experience how it is to stay in the power state. That is the most strong, direct, and easy way to recognize when you don't. So as many experiences as possible, especially in the beginning, is a good idea. So this is important. Oh, I'm a little bit fast here, but let's go back and work a little bit more with I will and I won't. And I also promised that on the first day. But next time we'll talk about the signs that tells you when you're in the positive spiral, signs that tells you when you're not. And what is the multi-layered consciousness and how to do and how you don't with the multi-layered consciousness, especially here in the beginning. Okay. Let's go back and work a little bit more here. Okay. So let's zeroing in again. And I promise then when you do this a lot, you might not experience having a lot more senses at the same time, especially if you are somebody who's often working with a lot of different things, often have a lot of experience through the days. But the sense of the shift will be stronger and enhanced when you use it through time. So zeroing through the senses, I sense my feet touching the floor. Let it fill me up completely. I take the back and the sense of the back that's been touched by the clothes. Let it fill me up as much as possible. And then the third sense, is that I actually think this is funny. So that's the third one. And it's on the edge. It's definitely on the edge. My sense of my feet that's touching the floor is not as strong as before. But it's I settle with two. Because it's not about carrying as many senses as possible. It's about to reach the zeroing state, the stabilization. Okay, and when you're zeroed in again, let's choose another I will and I won't. Maybe a little bit more difficult. I will say what I want, but I won't do it if it's too difficult. I will say what I want, but I won't do it if it's too difficult. What happens? Do you sense the difference? Does it work again or is it difficult? I have a shift that makes me feel more grown up. Sense a shift in my body, in my emotional system, being more peaceful. Say it again. So I will say what I mean, but I won't do it if it's too difficult. Okay. And we have a sharing here. My energy was going down and I felt sad. Okay. Zeroing in again. Going back to the more easy one. The more easy was, I will listen to this. I won't struggle with it. So then you use this entrance. And if it works, if you have a sense of its landing, like before, then when you are in the power state, from here you try again. I will say what I mean, but I won't if it's too difficult. And if it's still going down your energy, then it is too difficult. Then it's better to find another one. And it's really important to be serious about this. Or how about with the rest of you? Does it work? And it's important that it's not too elaborated. We have a sharing here. I'm feeling settled and assertive. And thank you for the sharing. And we have a question. Is it best to only say what I truly want to happen? No, it's actually important that you say something that you can imagine will happen, and that is okay for you at the same time. So we are going on a path where the aiming is at only using the I won't and I will towards what I truly want to happen. But in the beginning, it's okay to go for less, because if you aim for the stars and you don't believe in it, it won't work. Then you're thrown out. But it's important that slowly we reach for this. But it's my experience that this will happen nearly by itself. If you stay as much as possible in the state, it will begin to work into that direction automatically. Really good question. Thank you. And a sharing where the energy was going down before, and a sense of sadness or sorrow came by. And we switched to using the not so difficult I will and I won't, and then expanded it. And this time I wasn't affected. A little bit strange. The reason why it's not so strange, only a little bit, is that when you are doing it from the power state, then you have the power to meet it differently. So you just have an experience with this. You just experience the difference from being in the power state and not being in the power state. So in the power state, you have the capacity to carry in the I will and I won't in a little more difficult angle. Beautiful. And thank you so much for working with me here. Should we try one more? We have time for one more. It's important to be serious about it, especially in the beginning. Because if we slide too much, we will be insecure and not sure about what's going on, and it will be difficult for us to land the experience that supports us into be taught. Okay, let's do one more. Practice makes champions. Okay, so just zeroing again. Choose 1, 2, 3 senses, maybe 4. And it's important not to jump through it, especially in the beginning. 1 sense, let it fill you up as much as possible. I use my sense of the body against the chair again. I like that. Then the sense of my breathing in the nostrils. And then I sense the tone in my thoughts as the third one. I can carry 3, but Not more than that for sure. Zeroing. Okay. Let's enter to the more easy one. I will listen to this. I won't struggle with it. Putting in healthy boundaries, step up, stemming up the energy, entering the power state. I will do my best today, and I won't hurt anyone if I can. So I will do my best today. I won't hurt anybody if it's possible, if I can. And if it's open, you stay. Stay in the power state. And if you then would like to try to go into the most difficult task with the I will and I won't, then you take something going on in your everyday life, something that that you're struggling with a bit, or something where you need to put down a boundary, settle for something. Is this a game you like? I love it. So how is it going with you good people? And we have a question here. Do I say, for instance, it's safe for me to feel happiness? Yes. Yes, you need to say more. You need to say that I will and I won't. And this is a method. This is the trick. And you could try to sense the difference. So when you say it's safe to me to feel happiness, you can try that one. And then you can try to say, I will be safe to feel happiness. I won't demand it if I'm in a struggle, if I'm in a fight. I will be safe to feel happiness. I won't demand it if I'm in a fight. For instance, I have practiced a bit. Then try to sense the difference. What is the difference when you use I will and I won't? And if you put it aside to, if you say, it is safe for me to feel happiness, what is the difference? If there is any difference, maybe it isn't. It's important to have this. It's an investigation. And of course, I have something that I believe, I think, oh, you might experience this because I tried it, but it might be different to you. And you have a sharing here that there's a difference. Feeling of success with will and won't. Yes, there's a difference. Yes. So this shows you the trick. Not how it works, maybe, but the effect. And the effect here is important because the feeling of success is what brings you into the positive spiral. And then the I will and I won't expand slowly until the I will and I won't contain it's safe for me to feel happiness. So we begin with a narrower perspective and then it's widening up throughout the usage. And we are working with our belief system. And this is the reason why it's important that we are serious with this, that you're really good at sensing when the energy is going down, if there's a difference or not. And so it's really good work. So this was the end of the second day teaching in this 3 days webinar. And in the third day, we will talk about the signs that tells you when you are in the positive spiral, the signs that tells you when you are not. And what we actually begins to open here is the multi-layered consciousness. And when it's freshly opened, it's a good idea to talk about how to do and how you don't, especially in the beginning. Like here, when we trade in the beginning to be to take care about ourselves and how we sense it, then when we have been working with it for a while, we can be more easy with it. And it's the same thing with the multi-layered consciousness that we open to. So on day 3, I would like to talk about that. And a last sharing here, yes, great, fascinating. Yeah, I think so too. And I'm so happy for sharing it with you. Thank you so much, everybody, both the ones who's here live and the one who's joining in on replay. And I'm already looking forward to open day 3 with you. So thank you so much. See you.